This is Block Strategy, a base defense real-time strategy game where the world is made out of blocks. There's a demo on Steam that you can play right now, so feel free to pause and go and play, but for anyone not yet convinced, this video will explain the game loop in 3 parts. What the objective of the game is, how units work, and how the world / the blocks work. What is the objective of the game? The objective of the game is to gather 4 warp cores so you can travel through space to the enemy's base and kill them for good. To do this, you need to kill 4 key bosses around the map. These bosses are a very high level, so to gather strength you need to kill other weaker bosses, complete events, trade with neutral factions, or mine for resources. All these things will give you buildings or resources to create buildings and expand your base, as well as experience for your units which will make them more powerful. Also note, the world features different floors, and you can fade out the world above to enter an underground cave system. The cave system has its own points of interest to complete and interact with, as well as access to rarer resources. You also need to focus on base defense, as every time you kill 2 bosses or mine a lot of resources, your heat level will increase, and you'll get attacked by waves of enemies. These start off quite weak, but get stronger over time. The game generates a new map and selects a random set of points of interest when you start your run, so no game is ever the same, leading to hopefully endless replayability. There are also different factions to play and difficulties to choose from, as well as achievements and unlocks over multiple playthroughs. Units. Block strategy focuses on a smaller number of units, so you start out with 2 units and you can have a maximum of 6. These units are basically hero units as well as your workers. A unit is created by placing a unit building, and that will spawn 1 unit and is essentially that unit's brain. If your unit dies, it will respawn at this building after a brief cooldown. To upgrade a unit, you need to place upgrade buildings or weapon buildings around their unit building. The way units control is very inspired by StarCraft 2, so very responsive with the ability to queue commands, stop, attack, move, hold, etc. You can also use the units to place buildings and blocks, mine blocks, and use abilities from your inventory. How blocks work. The world is made out of blocks that you can mine or place, and mining or placing blocks can change the way your units, as well as enemies, navigate the world. Basically, all units can move 1 block vertically at a time, but a difference of 2 means that they'll have to go around. This means that you can wall off where your defenses are weak, and force enemies to attack you head on. If you were entirely to block off your base, then enemies would jump over a wall or pit to get to your base, but in doing so they become vulnerable for a time. It's not advised that you do this, as the better strategy is to direct them at some strong defenses or march them through a path where your turrets might shoot down at them. Blocks can also be used as a currency when creating buildings, along with 2 regular currencies, energy and work, which are created from your power plants. Basically, all buildings need energy or work and need to be placed within a power field where their need is met. Hopefully this video has given you an idea of what block strategy is like. If you want to try the game for yourself, then the demo is live on Steam right now. Note that the demo takes place on a slightly smaller map than the real game, with much fewer points of interest. It's also always the same seed, so the map generation and points of interest are always the same. You only have access to the base faction, and unlocks are also turned on. The waves do increase in difficulty, but in the actual game, more advanced enemies and bosses would be mixed in with those waves. Have fun playing, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below or over at my Discord. I want to make sure the full release is as good as it can be, and your feedback will really help to make that possible. Thanks very much, bye!